everyone, this is Kevin Tiller from Phys.Ed.Review, and I'd like to go over an application that I found a couple of days ago that I'm really excited about, and it's one called iDrills Multi, and you'll see it on the bottom right there underneath my Gmail, or the red M. And I'm really excited because this is sort of something I've been looking for a long time. And it's a lesson planner that I can use for my lesson plans for physical education. And instead of using, let's say, another application like Pages, and if you look around on my website, you'll see that I have PE lesson plans, and I have a Pages file that I've used to make a lesson plan, and I've sort of cropped some things and added some things, which I think is good, but I'm sort of the visual learner, and I really enjoy this application. So let me open it here, and it'll say iDrills Multi, and I'm going to open it. And the first thing you'll see that comes up is this sort of main screen. Now, I've been working on some soccer lesson plans, and that's why you see the word soccer in the middle. But if I go to the top left and I hit the word change sport, you'll see that I have all these sports that I can choose from soccer to rugby, and if I scroll over, there are other sports that I can choose as well. And I'd have to say that this is a good lesson plan for students in sort of grades 3 and up, or the older grades, for sports-specific lesson plans. So once again, I'm going to click on soccer, and as you can see, it'll say, are you a teacher or are you a coach? So if I hit teacher, you'll see that there will be some things that come up, and on the bottom left you'll see it says lesson planner, lesson library, session planner, session library, coach mates, and then transfer market. So I've already started a lesson, so I'm going to actually go into my lesson library. So I'll click on that, and you'll see that there's a couple I've already started. So but you also have the option to create a lesson, to create a session, or you can sort them, but I'm going to choose the one that says shooting or soccer kicking. And you'll see that here's the lesson that I've already started. And what I want to do is I'll just hit the word start so you can see visually how it looks. So here's the first slide, and here's sort of the warm-up game that I'm doing with the students, just some locomotor skills in general space, to the Phys.Ed app at different speeds. And if I scroll over, here's the second slide, sort of a practice game, a little lead up for the game that we're going to play after this one, but this game's called Wickets, where the students try to kick the ball between their partner's legs, and the partner's legs are open about shoulders width, and they have to be nice and still. And then here's the third slide. We have some goals that the students are trying to kick at in a game called Points of Plenty, and they're trying to kick it and make it go through or into the goal, and if they get those points, then they win those points for either themselves or their team. But I'm going to close out. I'm going to go to the top right and close out and actually go back and edit, and I want to show you how you can put a lesson together with this application. So if you look here, here is that first slide. On the top left you'll see the words previous and next, and then you'll see it'll say slide 1 of 3, and then it'll say the word notes. Now all of what you see on there, from the players to the arrows to the text, I was able to enter in with the options you have on the bottom. So if I press on the first one, which says equipment, you're going to see sport-specific equipment come up. So you have a pole, disc, cone, flag, all the way down to a mannequin. And again, this is sports-specific equipment for soccer. So it gives you all the equipment that you might use in a soccer game. And then I can hit Add Player. And if you see Add Player, it'll say above, front, or a circle if you just want to use a circle as a player. Now I added in red players, but you can adjust the colors of the players that you want, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to actually hit, if you look on the bottom, sort of in the just to the right of the middle, you'll see the T, and then you'll see a finger that's touching out. I'm going to press that, and then I'm going to press on the player, and then I'm going to double click, and then I can again choose color. So I can choose the color of a player if I want to change it from one color to another, or if, let's say I have a game where I'm playing with multiple teams or multiple colored teams, I can do that as well. So again, that's a great option that you can do with this. And if you look on the top left, it'll say recent tools, this thing that just came up, and you can move that around. It'll have the recent tools that you use, so you may be able to go back to it. So if I want to add, oh, I don't know, let's say I add a ladder for whatever reason, I can add a ladder and I can move that around. But if you look, it'll say ladder right there, so I can use that piece of equipment again. But I'm going to quit out of all of this, and then I'm going to go to the next thing where it says lines. And again, I have some lines that I can use that I can put on. And then I'll put some shapes. I can add some shapes to the lesson. And again, I can add text as well. Now, if there's one thing that this app does limit you on, it's the amount of information you can put in a text box. So what you see on the top left there, where I have says students travel in general space and time, that up to where that text ends, that's about the limit of the amount of information you can put in a text box. So if you want to put more information than that, you need to just add more text boxes to your lesson plan. So the other thing I want to draw your attention to is on the top, next to the word slide 1 of 3, there is something called notes. And if I press on notes, this other boxes come up. If I press on the lesson info, there's all the information for this lesson that I've added in. And you can adjust the age range, little spinner there. You can adjust whatever stage it is. And I do believe, obviously this is not a United States or an American application, but you know, I think it's great to look at other countries and see what they're doing for some of their terminology and whatnot. And again, the lesson category here, this is all the lesson category that you're going to use in the sport of soccer, all the categories that you can use. Then there's some lesson notes, and I've just started this. I haven't added anything in, but you can put objectives and organization and setup, resources. Then there's some teaching points you can add in, some performance corners. There's some differentiation you can put in, and also knowledge, skills, and understanding. So anything that you can think about for a lesson plan, they've pretty much covered it here. So it's really, really good. But I'm going to save and finish this. And I'm going to save it, and I'm going to show you how you could actually go about sharing this, which is a really cool function, and then actually how it looks afterwards. But before I do that, let me show you one more thing. If I go to Start, and if I go on the bottom left where it says More Info, all that information that you could add into the lesson is actually on there in a scroll. So you can see all that information on those boxes on the top where I click Notes. You could actually put all this information in, and it's on your lesson plan there. But let me close out again, and I'm going to hit the word Share right on the bottom there next to between Start and Edit. So I'm going to hit Share, and I'm going to hit Email. So it creates a PDF. And then you can mail it, and I'm just going to mail it to myself here. Make it easy. And I'm going to send it to myself. So it's been complete. And the cool thing about this is once it comes up in my mail, and it'll take a second, I can actually see what the lesson looks like in a PDF format. And I press on it, and it opens up. And again, here are those slides. And it's very, very cool. The diagram's there. All the information is there. And then we can just take this, and I can either print it out or send it to maybe somebody that is reviewing me or observing me, my principal or my coordinator. So once again, that is iDrills Multi, and I do believe it's only offered for iPad right now. It's not on iPhone, and I don't know if it ever will be on iPhone because there's a lot of information there that might not be able to be visible. But once again, iDrills PE or iDrills PE Multisport, wonderful application. I really, really love it, and hopefully you can use it in your classes as well. So I want to thank you for taking a look at this video. I also appreciate all who visit my website on a regular basis, and if you'd like to pick up my new ebook, or black and white or a color copy, you can go to my main page there. The book's called Phys.Ed, Fun and Fitness. A lot of great stuff there, QR code games and warm-up games and skill-based games and all sorts of good stuff there. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.